A few months ago, I took a 3-hour road trip to Ohio to pick up 2,000 pounds of cast iron from the 1940s. Now, I have been very public about my addiction to Facebook Marketplace, where I browse old tools all around the country. Usually, I have no intention of actually buying them, until I found this. Holy shit. Now, this magnificent piece of cast iron is a Baxter Whitney Model 177 table saw. Now, the listing didn't even have this advertised. It said something like old woodworking tools, and in like the 4th picture, this guy was in the background. And then I spent every waking minute convincing Kathleen that I really, really needed this. That was one of the most difficult things I've ever done. Now, getting this saw from where it was in Ohio to here was no small task. It weighed like 2,000 pounds, and I don't have a flatbed truck nor a forklift. But what I do have is low impulse control and a can-do attitude. But we fucking did it. Look at this thing. God, it is gorgeous. So we made her back to Michigan. We're here at the shop. I forgot the GoPro, so I'm filming a YouTube video on my phone. So we're back. It's been a long and arduous process. That's the 3rd tarp of yours I've destroyed. I was trying to get here before you got here to hide it. That didn't work. Okay, so we've got this hooked up. There's nothing in my shop that I can attach you to winch from. So I'm gonna pull my truck forward. I'm gonna attach to this pylon. And we're gonna use those tubes to roll it on that little skateboard situation. Note to self, get the electric winch next time. She is pretty though. All gonna be worth it, right? Move heavy things like the Egyptians. As you can see, we did it. And this is where it's sat ever since. There are a few problems. Number 1, I have no idea if it works. Number 2, I don't have 3-phase power in my shop. I don't even have 220 volts. So there's no way I could turn this on without a bunch of electrical work. But now that things have slowed down, I can finally give this bad boy some much needed love. The first thing I'm gonna do is get this top cleared off so we can see what we're working with. Now, there's a couple of things I'd like to mention here. Number 1, I have absolutely no idea when or if this saw will be running and cutting wood in this shop. My intention was to save this from the scrapyard because I just couldn't bear to see this get melted down and turned into a fidget spinner. There's a couple of things that have to happen in order to get this cleaned up. Number 1, I have to be able to move it around. After tirelessly searching the internet, I finally found these. Now, these are caster wheels. They're supposedly heavy duty. As I've said, I think this weighs close to 2,000 pounds. So finding a set of caster wheels that can handle that weight without being massive or insanely expensive was no easy task. But I think we found it with these. What's cool about these is not only do they let you roll around, but they have this ratchet system that lets you ratchet this foot down, then eventually, so the first thing I need to do is build a wooden frame that can support this behemoth. Okay, so while I was filming that, a guy pulled up in front of my shop and offered to sell me this for $75. This is an old Delta table saw. It's basically the old version of this type of saw, but it's much more heavy duty. It's got a cast iron top with these extensions, a way beefier motor, and yeah, I couldn't say no. So stay tuned for that. Kathleen's gonna murder me, but you know, I think it's worth it. So now back to that. Well, I didn't have enough scrap wood. Also don't want this to fall apart, so got the shittiest pieces of 4x4 lumber I could find, which were also the best ones there. Incredible. So the idea is to have these 2 pieces about like that, running this way. And then I'm gonna cut the other piece, strips like this. It needs to go roughly 6 inches from the end. Now my conundrum is that I have all these small pieces of plywood that are just ever so slightly too small to cover the top. It's not the worst situation, and I don't want to go buy more plywood because this shit is pricey. But what if I did this? Yeah, that's cooking with gas. Oh, and it's so close to being big enough. I don't hate that. I really don't hate that. casters are gonna be easy too, right? I wish I knew how to weld. Well, I wish I had a welder. That's just a matter of getting these bad boys mounted up. All right, 3 down, 1 to go. I think I can confidently say that ain't going anywhere. Now, I should probably test this before I put the saw on it, just to make sure it's working. So far, so good. I think that'll do nicely. The hard part is gonna be figuring out how to get this big boy lifted up and onto that. Now I think it's going to involve jacking this up. Maybe, you can't stack loader under there, can you? I should have thought this through a little bit more, but that's not the way I do things. So it's getting late. We're playing music next door, so I think that's it for today. Catch you tomorrow. New hat, new day. I went and grabbed all the scrap wood I could find around my house, and I think I've got a plan that's gonna work. So the gist of what needs to happen is this needs to lift up, and this needs to slide under it. Fairly simple in concept. Problem is, I don't want to jack this up on this table because it's cast iron and it's very brittle. I also can't lift it up on the base because then nothing will be able to slide under. So I need a way to have my lifting mechanism out of the way of the base. So the lifting point has to be pretty much outside of here on both sides. Now my first idea, basically to get 4 jacks and jack it up at each corner. But I have a different idea. I think what I'm gonna try to do is put one big piece of wood under here and lift it up like that. I'll just jack up one side a little bit and then the other side, one side and the other side. I don't know if it'll work. There's only one way to find out. The jack might actually be too tall for that. So I think I'm gonna use this, pry the bottom up so I can put more blocks underneath it to make it just a little bit higher. Step 1. Woo! I mean, theoretically it'll work. I think that's the least sketchy way to do it. Okay, obviously, relying on this to balance just at the center point is not the goal. What I'm missing right now is a third point of contact. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut this to this length, and I'm just gonna keep blocking it higher and higher as I jack this up. Should have bought 3 jacks. Out of all the sketchy things I've done, this is one of them. Woo! So I medium regret making my stand this high because look how much further we have to go up. It will be nice when I'm actually working on it to like have it at this height, but the regrets are medium. All right, we're getting so close. We got like another 2 inches to go. Ugh. Okay, so currently the front is in position, but I just cut these. I'm gonna put these like under here, just as extra protection. Moment of truth. Woo! Okay, we gotta go up a little bit. Oh, fuck. The front went under great. Back says a little low. Should've checked that. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Oh my god, we're so close. Holy fuck, that was scary. Holy shit. Okay, we're almost there. Fuck! That was very scary, holy shit. This is terrifying. Oh my god, we're so close. Easy. Easy. Fuck. Oh! We're home, baby. Holy shit. Oh my god. Woo! That, I'm sweating. That was intense, all right? Slowly, gonna let this down. So slowly, so slowly. Oh my god. Okay, like, oh my god, it moves so good. Woo! Oh, suck it, gravity. Yes! Ah! Ah! Suck it, gravity. I mean, look how good it moves. Like, oh my lord. Oh. Oh my god. Okay, that could not have turned out better. That was stressful, I'm not gonna lie. So I was going to start to clean this up, but I am exhausted, sweaty, and my memory cards are full. So that does it for this video. Stay tuned, subscribe to see this restored to its former glory.